Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. If you want to like and subscribe, I would love it if you did. Hit the bell icon so you get notifications, all those beautiful things. Today we are looking at what it would be like the next time you see this person. You might see them out, this might be something that's planned. We'll kind of get into that within the reading. And as well as tarot, we are going to be pulling some oracle cards. And as always, we have 3 groups to choose from, so take your time. Take a breath and definitely choose the right pile for you. So this first pile is going to be the Kawaii Tarot. Our second pile is going to be the Everyday Witch Tarot. Oops, almost fell. And our last pile is going to be the Lightseer's Tarot. So again, no rush, take a minute, take your time. There will be chapters in the video towards your group. There will also be timestamps at the bottom and in the description, not on the bottom, in the description. So yeah, again, take a moment, no rush. Okay, hope to see you in a second. Bye. Hi, group 1. If you chose the Kawaii Tarot, this is your reading. You've come to the right place. Good to have you here. So, we are looking at first what this situation looks like. Maybe you're talking, maybe you're not talking, all those kinds of things. Let's see where this situation is at. I think someone flipped in there. Yes. With the Ace of Wands coming out in reverse, it definitely feels like this was something that maybe started and stopped. Okay, I'll take 4. Feels like something that started and stopped, maybe wasn't able to kind of get off the ground. Something might have put the fire out in the first place. And then with the 9 of Swords, this is definitely something this person probably thinks about, maybe even you think about a lot. Something that kind of races through your mind over and over and all those kinds of things. And then you have the Fool coming out as well. So this person wants to be able to kind of start fresh here, especially since the Fool is 0, the 0 card. Instead of number 1, it is the 0. So it is the true beginning to all of the major Arcana tarots. So there's this huge feeling of this person wanting to be able to really refresh what happened between the both of you. But I think they're still kind of unsure where to put that energy with the Knight of Pentacles coming out in reverse. I think there's still a lot of confusion on their part on if this is something that's worth investing in. I think maybe because it feels as though since the connection kind of fell through in the first place, they feel a little bit unsure. Just unsure. I'm getting a feeling of unsure whether you would want to reciprocate those feelings as well. Is this the 6 of Swords? This is the 6 of Swords. Okay. Yeah, this is the 6 of Swords in reverse. I'm sorry. So, backtracking with the 6 of Swords. I should have counted the swords there, right there. So with the 6 of Swords coming out in reverse, I think because of what happened between the both of you, this person is trying to find a state of mind that's like a little bit calmer. They're trying to allow themselves to feel a little bit more chill about the situation, but they're having a lot of difficulty finding that space. And it feels like a refresher of this relationship as a whole, kind of coming in on a clean slate even, would be the best option for maybe even both parties, but in their head, that's what feels like the best option. So next time they saw you, we've got 2 2s, one of them being the 2 of Cups, which it just makes me feel like the decision is still kind of being made in their head. It feels like if they saw you, the decision would just be at the tip of their tongue. Especially with the Two of Cups coming out, kind of wanting the relationship to happen and wanting things to kind of come together, but unsure and kind of, again, still waiting for what feels like the best opportunity. Six of Wands coming out in reverse, it doesn't feel like it would be a victorious situation in their head. So it kind of feels like almost they would fumble on their words and kind of not be able to get... That's exactly kind of what I'm getting. The words aren't able to kind of come out. With the Page of Wands as well, kind of just... They're kind of getting their footing within all of this and kind of getting their footing of trying to spark things up between the both of you again, but they're really... I feel like they're very unsure of where you stand within this situation and how you feel within all of this. And that's what's kind of making them pause on making any kind of moves. With the Devil coming out in reverse, there's definitely a lot of things that I think they want to work out still before they allow themselves to truly commit to this and really allow themselves... They want, again, like they really want to come in on a clean, fresh slate. They want to be kind of a 180'd kind of person, but I think a lot of the things in their head are still kind of holding them back. They're still kind of working it through. And it feels like a big chunk of it, with the Devil coming out in reverse, a big chunk of it has been processed and moved through. But again, there's still a lot of that movement that needs to happen in their head. Yeah, Four of Cups coming out. Definitely this person is just kind of feeling sorry for themselves. It feels more of like an after effect of like feeling sorry for themselves, and rather than actually making any kind of movements in any way, just allowing themselves to feel the pain and sit in that instead of allowing themselves to move forward. Let's clarify. Yeah, with Ace of Swords again coming out on top of the... Not again. With the Ace of Swords coming out in reverse on top of the Ace of Wands. It definitely feels like this person... Ooh, that's a lot. It definitely feels like this person is... maybe they didn't speak up in the first place about how they felt, and that kind of ruined things. It also feels like they kind of get in their head a lot of whether or not this can be something that can be rekindled. With Five of Cups and the Six of Swords in reverse, they're still feeling a lot of sorrow, and I think that's why it's been really hard for them to kind of move into this space with you, or just even move into a space of their own peace of mind, just because they feel the weight and the sadness of them not having made a move in the first place, and they feel foolish. I think that's why the Fool came out. They feel foolish in a lot of ways, but they want, with the Chariot in reverse, they're wanting this big change, but they're not like taking the reins, and they're not kind of choosing their own direction or choosing their own path. They're just kind of waiting to see what happens rather than making any actual movement. Again, Eight of Swords, very stuck, no movement kind of energy. Very stuck in their mind a lot when you first met as well. And again, not really having a direction, like that Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Wands is coming out here, which feels like the first actual thing of like, okay, there might be some movement, but it feels almost as though if they don't want to make the movement because they knew if they did, it wouldn't be necessarily leading to anything serious at the moment. I think all they can offer is kind of their physical self, if you know what I mean. And it feels, again, kind of very in and out energy rather than something that would be actually stable, and that they know that's something that they don't want to give you. With the Tower coming out in reverse, there's definitely a lot of expectations that they had for what was supposed to happen with this relationship, and that just didn't work out in their favor. And I think a shift in perspective is what's needed here, but they're not allowing themselves to kind of, again, make that change. There's a lot of them not kind of making the space for change here. With the Ten of Swords coming out, it's just been like constant, I feel like, mishaps in their life, and like a lot of things have been not working out in their own direction. Lots of losses, I would feel like, and they're kind of just trying their hardest to heal those wounds. And I don't think they realize that it's kind of the end of that cycle, especially with the Ten of Swords coming out, that it's the end of all of this kind of like pain and suffering that they've been in, and new things are on the horizon, especially with the World coming out. There's definitely a lot of closures happening for them. I think they have so much on their plate, I feel like, that needs to get done, and things need to be shifted and moved, but it's difficult for us to like change ourselves on a regular basis, much less to kind of help bring someone else into our lives. Because then you have the Ace of Pentacles right on top of the Devil in reverse. And it feels like until they feel with the World as well, until they feel they have really closed all their doors on their own addictions, bad behaviors, kind of things that get them into trouble with other people, they won't be willing to invest into this relationship. Four of Cups, and then you have the Three of Swords as well. Definitely, it feels as though this isn't their first time at the rodeo, kind of thing. And they're still feeling a lot of residual pain from what happened between the both of you, but also feeling pain from past relationships that hasn't really had the time to actually heal. And again, kind of just sitting in that pain. Five of Cups, Four of Cups, very much sitting in their pain rather than actually allowing themselves to move forward within this situation. So I'm kind of getting like this, if they saw you, like if you ran into each other, it feels kind of more of a run into each other, because it does not feel like this person is going to be reaching out anytime soon. It would either be very minimal conversation or no conversation at all, just because this person wouldn't know how to handle even, I feel like even looking at you almost is really difficult for them. Definitely feels like you're not talking to this person at the moment, especially with this Three of Swords and this Five of Cups. Definitely feels like something happened where there's not a lot of communication, or if there is communication, it's not really the best. Okay, let's get some oracle cards. I'm guessing you want me to pull for me? Wow. I love you is the first one to come out. And I really feel like this is something they're dying to tell you, especially with the Two of Wands and the Two of Cups. They're dying to make this movement towards you, and they're really wanting to show you how much feelings that they have for you. You were the best thing in my life. So again, this could very well be a situation where you aren't talking to this person. I don't react when people mention you, and I don't think they want people to kind of be let on to the fact that they still have feelings here. And they also just, it feels almost like they don't know how to react when people talk about you. I lost myself for a little while, and yeah, that's that Devil, you know? Definitely lost in their own vices and in their own ways of healing that don't exactly work best for them. I hide behind material things. They could definitely not be truly showing a lot of themselves because they don't want the vulnerability of self coming out. I think that's been really something that's difficult for them since the beginning of this relationship, especially with all these aces coming out in reverse. It just feels like there was a lot of false startups. And I feel like with the Knight of Wands as well, they're kind of used to just being able to be in and out with relationships and not really hold any actual emotional space. And it feels like this was something that kind of changed them. So from the Romance Oracle, true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. And I do feel like they feel that way, especially with I Love You being the first one to come out, you know? And you might feel this way as well. Thank you. And you might feel this way as well. But definitely on their side, they have a lot of feelings here that I don't even think came up or was even really talked about. I don't think you even understood the depths of how they felt, or they didn't lead on to that. Heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. And I feel like this is more with this person, but also if you are given the chance to be open and really honest with this person about how you feel about the situation, how you feel about them, I definitely would. And if you're the type that's like, I already put everything on the table, I'm very much that type of person as well. I just put everything on the table, like, look, this is where I'm at. I don't know about you. You know, allow them the space to be able to speak back and allow themselves to really open up, because it feels like in a lot of ways they haven't been able to open up to you and show their face and really show who they are in a lot of these situations, because there was so many things that they were hiding behind. There was so many things that they were needing to get over. There was so many different factors here of things that were not working in their life, and they're just kind of now kind of finding that space of like, okay, I can work through these, I can move through these, and if I want my person from group one, then I'm gonna have to make some changes. Okay, y'all, I hope this was helpful. If you want to like, subscribe, ring the bell, click on that bell icon so that you can get notifications for every time I post, all those kinds of things. I would love it if you did, and thanks so much for tuning in. Bye. Hello, group 2. If you chose the Everyday Witch Tarot, this deck, this is your reading. You have scrubbed to the right place. You are here. Welcome. I'm feeling very silly today. I don't know why, but here we are. So let's get a few cards on what your situation looks like. And again, we are going to get tarot. We are also going to get some oracle cards out to kind of explain what this would look like if this person was able to see you again. So for my group 2, what does this situation look like? What does this situation look like? Okay. I guess we're getting 4 today because this is the second time I get 4. Definitely feels like this person really charged in, was very quick to be honest, I think, in a lot of ways, and kind of was very quick to speak on how they feel. It might have not been, you know, the most, what's the word? Eloquent? Sure, I'll go with that. It might have not been the most eloquent, but at the same time, it definitely was easy for them to kind of get how they felt off their chest, you know? With the Strength coming out in reverse, definitely in a lot of ways, even after kind of telling you how they felt, it felt like their mind kind of took over in a lot of this situation. and they kind of didn't go with what their gut was telling them. Definitely feels like the truest part of themselves kind of was shut down in a lot of ways, and I'm not really sure why, you know. I'm getting a lot of fire energy out of this person. You could be dealing with a fire sign. I don't really talk about signs during my readings, so if they come up, I would definitely take it as that. I'm definitely getting fire energy, kind of getting Leo almost. Yeah, with the Two of Wands, I feel like they just didn't make any decision at all and kind of left you hanging almost. Kind of fending for some kind of answer from them. And this Queen of Pentacles doesn't even feel like related to them. It feels like this is more of your energy where you're kind of just sitting and doing your own thing and waiting rather than, not even waiting for this person, but rather just doing your own thing and just waiting to see what happens with the situation, waiting for anything else that might come in as well. You're not really, it doesn't feel like you're very pressed about this situation. It doesn't feel like something that is really uprooted you or anything like that. Yeah, I'm gonna take this. I knew there was one more in there. So with the Devil, this person definitely had a lot of things that they needed to work out. With the Three of Swords as well, they're still definitely feeling the repercussions of maybe something that happened between you, maybe something that happened between them and someone else from a while ago. And I think with the Devil coming out as well, again, this was kind of that Knight of Swords energy. They were very easy and open and ready to kind of just talk about this. And they realized that that might not be the best route every time and may come off as a little bit obsessive. And maybe they are the type that gets a little bit obsessive in relationships. Again, that kind of Leo energy where they get really intense about the people that they are into and that they love. But the Devil also kind of talks about their other vices. So it feels like in a lot of ways they're still really trying to let go of these things before they make any kind of movement. Especially with the Page of Wands coming out in reverse, it feels like in a lot of ways their own footing is kind of off. They're really unsure of what direction they're taking. And then you have the Three of Wands. They're waiting for the absolute best moment within this situation. I don't think they want to... I feel like they messed up possibly and they don't want to mess this up again. So they are really, truly just allowing themselves to wait. And then you have the Devil and then you have Temperance. So it feels like in a lot of ways they're trying to refill their own reservoirs and refill their own self before, again, kind of making this Two of Cups happen. With this Two of Cups coming out, this also has a lion on it. So I'm getting a lot of Leo energy here. Excuse me. They're very determined to make this relationship happen, no matter what they're feeling, to be quite honest. And no matter how they interact with you the next time they see you, they know that this is something that they want. And it feels like almost they could be waiting for you in a lot of ways with this Three of Wands. I don't know why that's coming up. But with the Queen of Pentacles as well, is kind of just like sitting and focusing on their own stuff, kind of looking directly at this pentacle. And with the Three of Wands, it's kind of like this person is just waiting and watching and seeing when would be the right opportunity for them to come forward. So let's clarify everything. Please. I feel like in a lot of ways, again, with Strength in reverse and the Judgment coming out also in reverse, this person has knew from the jump kind of this higher calling and understood that there was more to this relationship than they thought or than what they were able to see at the beginning. And they've heard that higher calling, but they weren't allowing themselves to really listen to it. There was a lot of wanting to listen to the gut, but rather they just chose not to. with the Nine of Cups as well, it's kind of like in reverse. It's kind of like they wanted their cake and they wanted, you know, to eat it, whatever the saying is. I don't remember. It feels almost a little bit selfish in a lot of ways, the way that they acted within this. Especially with the Three of Swords coming out as well. This could have been some kind of third-party situation with this person. They could have wanted more attention than they really needed. And also it just feels like there's a lack of emotional maturity coming out here. And then you have the Tower as well, Two of Wands and the Tower coming out. Definitely this person is going through some massive changes with the Tower and the Devil coming out. But the good part about it is that they're letting it happen. It feels like they're allowing the shifts to happen and they're allowing themselves to kind of really learn these lessons from these big major changes in their life. With the Page of Swords coming out on top of the Queen of Swords, it definitely makes me feel like you have not been exactly super clear about where you stand or how you're feeling within this situation. And it feels as though those beginning steps might need to be taken on your end as well if this is someone that you were still talking to. And I think you need to either make boundaries very clear with this person, or you need to allow yourself to be open and honest with how you're feeling. With the Three of Pentacles coming up, they're definitely seeing movement and shifting. They're allowing themselves to kind of work on something. It could be themselves, but it also feels like they're wanting to be able to work on this relationship together. Ten of Wands on top of the Three of Swords. This is there's definitely a huge heartbreak that they are carrying around, rather than just allowing somebody to help them take care of it, or rather than allowing themselves to not carry the burden itself in the first place. They're just choosing to continue to keep that weight on them. Ace of Pentacles and Page of Wands coming out in reverse. It doesn't feel like this person would make anything that feels very what's the word? Tangible. It doesn't feel like this person would make a tangible offer anytime soon, to be quite frank with you. But it doesn't mean that they don't want to. I think they again, like we've been talking about, are really wanting and needing to find their own footing within all of this situation. Three of Wands, please. With the Lovers coming out in reverse, ultimately this is a decision of them either choosing to stay where they're at, stay within their confines, stay with what they know, or allow themselves to move forward into something different even though it holds that fear. And it feels ultimately like they are the one that needs to make the decision. But they're choosing a moment of stillness at the moment. And I think it's just so that they can choose their best option. But I think it's, again, something that's difficult for them to decide on whether or not investing or continuing to invest into this relationship is really worth it. Definitely having a lot of trouble with the Page of Pentacles coming out in reverse in their own ways of trying to invest into something. But again, I feel like if they saw you, if they were able to interact with you with Ace of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles, it doesn't feel like anything tangible or a tangible offer would be coming up from this person, because it feels like there's just so much happening with their own life and what they need to be taken care of. And again, they are starting to find this kind of movement, but in a lot of ways I don't think anything would happen. It doesn't mean I don't think they wouldn't talk to you. I think they would. I think there would be conversation and all those kinds of things, but there would be no actual movement. Yeah, this connection is something that keeps them up all the time. They're constantly thinking about it. And yeah, it's something that just like really races through their head, because it's something that they really want and something that they're really pining for. Excuse me. But again, they have so much that they need to take care of, and they're with the Tower happening, with the Devil here, with the Three of Swords here. These are all those cards of really massive transformational selves. And even with the Three of Pentacles as well, they're getting that movement towards those changes. So it will be a while before they make any kind of movement towards you. It doesn't mean that it won't happen. I very well think it would. But they have a lot of demons to work out. My life is not as together as it seems. And they might have very well led on to believe, and that's that strength coming out in reverse. Definitely lack of courage of who they are and how they stand and what they look like, you know. And they definitely just want everything to be cohesive for when they get together with you. And I feel like it's easy to, you know, just be like, well, if this person wanted to come up to me, they could. And it's like, yeah, they could, but they don't want to bring a mess, and they don't want to bring, and I don't think you want to be in a situation where there is some kind of mess to deal with in the first place, you know. I love you unconditionally. The timing just wasn't right for us. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. I feel like this person has so much love for you, and I feel like they were able to really speak that at times, but again, the timing just wasn't right. Sometimes the timing just isn't right. And I didn't think from any sort of it they really wanted to let this relationship go, but I feel like they knew they had to, especially with such massive shakeups like the Tower. Even this relationship ending could have been that Tower moment. It definitely feels like there's no talking happening at this moment between the both of you. With this Tower moment, definitely felt like a big shakeup, possibly when you let each other go or had to let each other go, because this person realized that they couldn't handle everything that they needed to take care of within their own life and this relationship with you. I wish I had treated you better. And they could have very well just kind of left things off and not really spoken too much about what happened or what needed to happen for them, because it's embarrassing sometimes. And again, when this Leo energy is coming up, and that talks a lot about pride and a lot about ego and a lot about you know, not wanting sometimes to let people know that we need help or that we're hurting or that we're yeah. So let's get a couple more from this romance oracle. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And I feel like that was something that was very easy for this person to do, kind of. I'm just going to take this one. I think it was very easy for this person to do, kind of just, you know, keep it at a surface level, rather than allowing themselves to be really shown for all the things that they had been dealing with and are currently still dealing with. And I don't think they wanted to let you know that, but that is what was the detriment of this, and kind of was the breaking point for them, because they knew they had so many things they had to deal with on their own part. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And I think that's exactly what this person would love to do. Would love to be able to just kind of get away from it all and just enjoy each other, and really, again, getting to know each other, kind of opening up to each other, and really redefining that bond between the both of you. But again, it's going to be a while before I feel like, you know, anything really happens with this relationship. Even the next time they saw you, I don't think very much would come of it. Okay, group 2, I hope this was helpful. If you want to like and subscribe and hit the bell and all those things, I would love it if you did. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye. Hi, group 3. So if this was your tarot deck, the Lightseer's Tarot, you've come to the right place. Welcome, 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 welcome. So, already off to a start. We are going to get a look at what this relation looks like first. And then we're gonna get a look at what it would look like if this person saw you again, or the next time that this person does see you, what that would look like. Definitely with the Six of Wands coming up, it felt like in a lot of ways there was a victory within this situation, that they were able to win something, whether that was you or that wasn't you. That's the real question here. Because then you have the Ace of Cups coming out in reverse, and then the Ace of Swords also coming out in reverse. Definitely feels like there wasn't a lot of communication of feelings within the situation, but it does feel like in a way they were able to kind of win you over possibly, but maybe not exactly in the right ways. I think with this Ace of Cups coming out in reverse, it was definitely, I don't know, I'm a little confused. And I think you might be too. I think this person might be kind of sending those mixed signals almost. And, you know, if there's anything I've learned about mixed signals, it's that it's just not usually the best signal in the first place. You really don't want someone who's going to be wasting your time, you know what I mean? Trying to be cryptic and make you figure out what the hell is going on between the both of you. With the Ace of Cups coming out in reverse, there's definitely a feeling of this person wanting to win you over, but maybe also not having been able to really open up in the ways that they wanted to or could have. Definitely doesn't feel like anything has really started between the both of you. So with the World coming out, there's definitely parts and pieces, I think, even of this situation that they need to kind of close off, bows that need to be tied off. And I feel like next time they saw you, they would want to be able to kind of shut a couple of doors, maybe even. Because then you have Seven of Wands too. It definitely feels like this person would be coming in a little bit on the defense. It feels almost like maybe they were hurt by you. And they're kind of wanting to work things out, and they're wanting to be able to move these things, but they are coming with themselves guarded. This is very confusing. I don't know why I'm so confused. Boom. Someone in this relationship was giving way too much to other relationships. It could have even been a third-party relationship. And I feel like this person is learning to realize their own selfish ways within this situation. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that the trust is really won over. They were wanting to kind of win that trust over, but that is something that is difficult to recuperate after something, especially if it's a cheating situation. They feel like they missed the opportunity to be able to show love to the Queen of Wands, basically. And they're wanting with the Ace of Swords as well and Two of Cups coming out. They're really unsure of how to navigate this relationship kind of making its way in. again, with the world, okay, now this is making a little bit more sense. With the world coming out, they're definitely wanting to be able to kind of, again, how we talked about, where they're noticing the selfishness of self and kind of really realizing where they have misled and gone astray. They're wanting to be able to repair the past, but in a lot of ways, it feels like the Seven of Wands is you kind of um, really unsure and really not wanting to get hurt again and holding up your own boundaries. But then they have the King of Wands and you have the Queen of Wands. There's definitely a lot of passion and love for each other. And they're wanting to be direct, and I think they would be direct and communicate all of these things to you and kind of push their way forward into this situation, even if it feels like they would have to push a little bit harder, because it does feel like your defenses are up really high. With Six of Swords, because you have Five of Swords and you have Six of Swords, they're really trying their hardest to just kind of let go of what is happening within the situation, but also at the same time kind of allow themselves to find peace of mind, because it feels like they're probably constantly battling themselves on how they did wrong and all these kinds of things. Yeah, with the Sun coming out in reverse, they're definitely they would feel really unsure of the outcome, even if they did come up to you. It's so beyond that as well. It just doesn't even feel like they care about what the outcome is. But at the same time, they have a lot of doubt of whether the outcome would be in their favor, and I don't think they think that that would happen. With the Ten of Swords as well, they're really just, they're done with all the pain that they've been feeling about this situation, about how they've treated you, about how they've treated themselves. And they're really wanting to just rise up from all of that, you know. Let's clarify these bottom ones, please. Ten of Wands. Excuse me. Ten of Wands. On top of the world, they're definitely wanting to close these chapters just because they're wanting to let go of the burden of what the weight of what they did within the situation feels like. Yeah, Page of Cups coming in reverse with the Seven of Wands. I think it's really difficult to see you with such high defenses, but I think also with the Page of Cups coming in reverse, this person is really trying their hardest to come in with their heart on their sleeve, and I think it might be difficult if your defenses are too high, and if you're truly just not allowing yourself to see any kind of side of this person or how they're feeling. And that's obviously your decision on how you treat this situation, especially if someone cheated on you. You know, about how you treat the situation. That's not your, you know, that's definitely 10 out of 10 your call about how you do this situation. But if you are wanting to bring this person back into your life, really allow yourself to be a little bit more receptive to the situation, how this person is, you know, how much ego has to be dropped so that this person is able to come and speak to you. With the Four of Cups coming out, there's definitely a lot of, and the King of Wands on top, it makes me feel like they're just really done feeling sorry for themselves and sitting in that sorriness, and they're not wanting to just sit around and lug around in this pain, you know. Yeah, with Temperance in reverse, it definitely feels like for a long time their reservoirs have been empty, so they're really wanting to figure that out, and that's why the Six of Swords came out. And I think allowing them coming forward and talking to you would just allow peace all around for them, just because they wouldn't be thinking about the situation anymore. Sun in reverse, Three of Swords in reverse as well. Definitely learning to heal their own pain and kind of allowing themselves to see the sunshine even without you, you know? You have Knight of Cups. You have this person really on their knees and coming forward and really trying their hardest to be open with you and honest with you about how they feel about this situation. And really wanting to show up. So it's really kind of up to you how you receive this person. And again, like I said, if this was a cheating situation, it is really your call, you know? You do not have to accept this person if you don't want to. And understand that trust is not something that is easily built back up, especially if you do come back to this person. Yeah, it's really this is a really your call situation, and I do definitely feel like this person would come forward and speak to you, and next time they see you, you know, really try to, you know, close up some chapters. So it's your choice whether you want to be receptive to this or not. I wish I had treated you better. I think that doesn't need any explanation, honestly. I am afraid to contact you. Yeah, I feel like they don't want to like physically ask you like let's see each other. Where did you go? Let's see each other, anything like that. I feel like if they saw you, they would want it to just be a chance feeling. Not a chance feeling. A chance moment where they happen to run into you or see you somewhere, something like that. I want to feel that way again. That is exactly that Sun card in reverse. They're wanting to feel the joy of what it was like to be with you and to be happy with you. I am becoming a better person. Like I've been saying, this person is really wanting to come forward and show themselves as someone who is trying to make the motions towards change. And again, it's really your decision here. You know what I mean? Especially, you know, I wish I had treated you better. If this person did cheat on you, it's up to you, baby. It is really up to you. I will just keep on saying that. I love you unconditionally. And again, this is another one that doesn't need a lot of explaining. What is explaining? I don't think this. A lot of these cards need a huge amount of explanation. These oracle cards, just because, it really is like it feels like it is completely up to you on how you take this situation with this person. Wedding. This could involve someone that is married. Engagement. This could involve someone who is married. This could also involve someone who wants to get married to you and may have realized that within all of this and was really frightened and really sad about losing you. I don't know. This could even have been someone that you were engaged to or getting married to. So that's, you see that fit as, you know, as your own story. It's not going to fit anyone, or it's not going to fit everyone. Yeah. Okay, group 3. I hope this was helpful. Again, this decision is truly in your hands. It feels like this person is making shifts and making changes. So if you want to be open and receptive to that, you can. And if not, it's also up to you. I hope this was helpful. Please like and subscribe if you want to. Definitely hit the bell icon so you can get notifications, all those silly little things that we do. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Bye.